It's kind of a sad fact that if you live in Southern California for any length of time, there's the possibility as a commuter that owns a car that maybe something, or at least someone will at least try to attempt to break into it. Not trying to scare you, but I know it's happened to me. I've had one car stolen and a couple times broken into. I try to be very careful and aware of my surroundings. What's more important is that I have alarm systems on my cars. And here to talk about alarm systems, they offer a variety of different types, is David from Santa Clarita Auto Sound. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, this is a fact of life in this day and age. Somebody else is going to want something either in your car or they're going to want your car themselves. And even with a lot of different types of anti-theft devices that come from the manufacturer, cars are still getting stolen. So it's good to have something that's a little bit above and beyond just the basic horn honking device, right?
Correct, yes.
And you offer a variety of different types of auto alarms, including like transmitters, what we have, shock sensors. Tell me a little bit about that, because that sounds like that. I don't think it is what I think it is. Where I'd like it to be is that the person trying to break into my car gets a shock, but that's not what we're talking about, right?
No, that's an impact sensor. So if someone actually physically hits the car, it'll go off. So that's the kind of shock sensor it is.
Right. So nothing it's not a taser, it's not a paralyzer, nothing like that.
No.
Motion and tilt sensor. What does that involve?
Motion sensor, it works off of like radar. So, excuse me. So it picks up any kind of motion around the vehicle, so they don't necessarily have to touch the car or have an impact on the car in order for it to go off or give them a warning. So that's the motion sensor. The tilt sensor is for if someone's trying to tow the vehicle or if someone's trying to jack up the vehicle to take the wheels or something like that.
I see. Yes. Very clever. Because people do that as well. They don't just necessarily smash your window and grab the ignition. They get a lot more clever these days. And of course, the pressure sensor is that. Tell me a little bit about that.
So the pressure sensor is really good for vehicles where if you don't want it to, because there's a motion sensor. Instead of the motion sensor, you can get the pressure sensor, where if someone walks into the vehicle or opens the door or any kind of like pressure change happens in the vehicle, the alarm will go off. Versus the other one, which is a motion sensor, if someone walks by, might go off.
Right. And that's different because sometimes with motion sensors, especially if sometimes people just walk too close, it goes off. And especially if you're in a close place or an apartment complex, maybe that's not always the best device. Yes. So, and this is the good thing, is that you're offering the different types of alarm systems. Door and window sensors, so those sound kind of self-explanatory, but
yes. Yes, they're sensors for if someone breaks the glass, it'll go off. Yes.
And then, of course, the most famous and most fun is the ignition kill.
Yes, that's the most famous one. You can do ignition kill, so that does help deter the thieves from trying to take the vehicle. So if the more problems you give them, the least likely they would be trying to steal the vehicle. They would probably go with another vehicle probably down the street that doesn't have a security system. I hate to say it, but you would want to definitely have a security system to protect your vehicle. And any security system you would put in, it would help, save your vehicle from being stolen.
Right, and reduce the risk, and that's the thing. You're right, because we're talking in a lot of cases, it's a crime of opportunity. They see and exploit a weakness in the car that they can see, and the thieves are very, very, very clever. Yes. And if they see something, it's like, okay, it's going to take me X amount of time, and I could draw some attention trying to break into this one versus something else. And yeah, you're right. It's not necessarily that you want another car to get broken into, but you definitely don't want yours to get broken into.
Yes.
It always seems to be at the most inconvenient time. There's a convenient time to get your car broken into anyway. So. Yes,
and then there's the number one thing right now. I think the sheriff's department's even advertising about it. A lot of people do forget to lock their cars sometimes, and then it's like a big thing right now that people are just going into the vehicles that are unlocked, and then they're just, burglarizing the stuff that's in the vehicle.
Yeah.
So if you can at least get a keyless entry system, you would remember it. You would just press lock twice. It'll help you lock the door. That's like very important right now too.
Right, and you've got systems, keyless or remote systems, right? And you also have things that are operated by your smartphone device, correct?
Yes.
Totally awesome. So you can be on your way to the car, especially if you're in like a darker parking lot or something. You want to make sure you get in there. You can have everything ready to go, so you don't have to fumble with keys or anything like that. SantaClaritaAutoSound.com. Santa Clarita Auto Sound, located on Railroad Avenue, 25845 Railroad Avenue, Unit 10. Big sign from the street. You can't miss it. It's just south of Saugus Cafe. As a matter of fact, right next door to Saugus Cafe. You can check out the website. I urge you, because you've got galleries, you got specials, you got all kinds of stuff that you can see right there for your car or boats. 286-1100 is the number you call. David, thank you so much again for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Stop by anytime.